What's up, guys? It's your boy Blackrue back in the building. Today, we're going to be talking a little Steam exchange, but before I get started, cue Indigo Saint. Let's get it. Indigo Saint in the building. Blackrue Investing. Let's go.
Who's this producer?
Best believe I was Blackrue Investing. With your money, you ain't gotta be guessing. Profits is what we manifesting, so we binge on our Blackrue Investing. Best believe I was Blackrue Investing. That course in this race, we ain't resting. We got stocks, we got crypto with a blessing. Just thank God for that Blackrue Investing. Best believe I was Blackrue Investing.
My man Indigo. What up, guys? You can catch me on the Gentleman of Crypto. My guys King and Zay have the longest running show in crypto, okay? Since 2017, those guys have been having their YouTube show. Shout out to King and Zay. They just did their 1000th episode this week. Be sure to go over to Gentleman of Crypto and check out some of their stuff. Excuse me. I'll be on a panel with those guys on this Sunday. I don't know when you guys will be watching this, but it'll be Sunday the 23rd at 4 p.m. Eastern time. Has not occurred yet, but definitely go check that out if you haven't already. Also, I do a show on Benzinga. Very much love those guys. They have crypto news. They're leaders in crypto news and stock news. They do news for people like TD Ameritrade, WeBull, amongst others. They're a Detroit-based company, and I'm a Detroit-based born guy. So shout out to those guys. Very blessed to have a show on both channels. And let's get into Steam Exchange, you guys. So there's going to be a whole bunch of new stuff here with Steam Exchange that you'll really want to hear. There are three things that this AMA is going to focus on. It's going to focus on token economy, mining of rewards, also on the beta progress in the pipeline, the Waterloo partnership, and AI gamified learning. And then there's a fourth, which is always going on with these AMAs, the questions. Now, if you guys want a little background, you can come on over here to my channel, darkhorsewatcher.com, which will take you straight to my YouTube channel where you can like and subscribe. We have tons and tons of different videos on past AMAs over here. It has its own watch list, it has its own playlist. And you can just scoot on down here and see Steam Exchange videos. They're right here. This is the last time we had an AMA. So this is very exciting now that we're getting an AMA. So let's go over here, and there's some things you're not going to want to miss here about the gamified learning. But we're going to go through the AMA like we usually do and hear directly from the guys, Viraf, hear directly from Neville, and hear directly from Chris. So let's just hop into it. As I want to magnify some things or offer an opinion on some things, I'll stop it and I'll offer that. But also, I'd really love to hear what you guys have to say. And I know the guys from Steam Exchange, they come over, they listen to the videos. So you guys can leave comments. And if there are anything or any type of questions and stuff you have for Steam Exchange, you can leave a comment on the video and they just may answer it. But also, you can catch the next AMA, which will be in 2 weeks. So let's just get into it here.
We'll also be passing around the virtual mic today between slides, so please bear with us. Alrighty, so
they're going to give us a little breakdown on Steam Exchange, and since it's been a while, and since there may be new people, I'm going to play this. It's a very, very good, quick synopsis here by Viraf, and I'll add things as I feel like I should. And let's listen to Viraf here.
Just for everyone who's new in the room, and just a refresher for those of you who haven't seen this in a while, what is Steam Exchange? Essentially, we are a Canadian fintech startup with the focus on learning, innovation, and scalable digital asset solutions that can be applied across the cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, and Web3 integrations. As it currently stands, we will be featuring an upcoming hybrid digital trading ecosystem, and this ecosystem is going to include essentially one, our Rails network proprietary blockchain, the Swap and QuickSwap, a Launchpad innovation lab, as well as our NFT gateway. We also at Steam Exchange have a huge focus and ethos that revolves around learning and education, and this is evident from our two university partnerships that we have, one namely with the University of Waterloo, the Stratford School of Interaction Design and Business, as well as Sheridan College.
Okay, that was a great synopsis, and I'm going to get into more of this as they go on, because I'm very, very bullish on this gamified learning, and we'll talk about that gamified learning when we get there. I'm extremely bullish on that. So there used to be a hybrid in two ways, and it seems like that's going to change. For right now, they're going to be a hybrid in the fact that they have a centralized exchange and a decentralized exchange. So I love that. I love that they're going to have the NFT gateway and also the Launchpad and Innovation Lab. If they launchpad some really cool projects, there's another crypto that I really like called DAG, Constellation. Check my channel out for some videos on that. But they launch very good projects in their Launchpad. And from what I know of these guys, they're very astute guys. So I'm sure what projects they launch in their Launchpad will bring added value to Steam Exchange in a whole itself, because those projects will be also traded on their exchange. So it's going to bring total value to their exchange as well. So that's something to very much note, that the projects that they pick will also push the exchange forward, because people are going to want to come on here and buy those projects. And in order to buy those projects, they're going to need to buy Steam, all right? SteamX, excuse me. So very cool, and it's also very awesome that they're going to have their own blockchain when they launch, okay? So let's hear, now they're going to talk about some tokenomics. I believe Neville's going to talk about that, and there's a change that you guys need to be aware of, and Neville's going to give it to us here.
I think we can move into the token economy slide, and I'm just going to pass the virtual mic over to Neville for this one.
Perfect, thanks Viraf. So like Viraf mentioned, this has been a hot topic, I would say.
So Neville's going to get into it a little bit, but I just want to give a little synopsis. It seems like staking is going to go away for now. Originally, it was going to be a hybrid in that it was staking and mining, but right now it seems like staking is going to go away in order to lower the inflation of the token, okay? And then they're having the supply be 100,000,065 and change. That's a big change from what it was. If we come over here and take a look, it was 100 billion. So this is going to give the coin it's going to be a lot more scarce, and that's going to give it a lot higher value, so that when people come in and they buy coins, they buy Steam in order to buy other things here, like whatever things they have on a Launchpad, that will, because of the lower supply, that will affect Steam and should have Steam become, of course, more sought after, if you will. So, and as it mines and as they grow the exchange, as they grow the gamified learning, and we're more on the gamified learning piece, I'm so really bullish on that. As all of those things grow, so will the token value. And having it at a lower supply like that, that really impacts having the value go up quicker, because there's less of a supply to have to burn through. Okay, if that makes sense. Tokens that have huge supplies, it's really hard for them to move because that means a lot more people have to buy a lot more tokens for it to move. However, when it's a lower supply, like only a couple million, like 100 million, a little under 200 million, that's much, much easier for the token to move. And to just give you a comparison on that, Cardano, its supply is like 45 billion. Solana, its supply is around, I think, 300 to 500 million. Polygon supply is around 10 billion. So like when you're getting into the hundreds of billions, when you're getting into 100 billion, that's a huge supply. So having it at a million, like a little under 200 million, like 165 million, is going to make it a lot easier for Steam Exchange token to be valued and valuable. Okay, so let's get back in here and have Neville explain to us what's going on, and then also to mention on the staking that they're kind of going to not have it. There's going to be some pool operator locking, in which you get a bonus instead of getting tokens, but Neville's going to go into that, and I'm going to go more into my opinion on it after Neville tells us what's going on. But I just wanted to kind of give you a frame of reference so that when Neville starts speaking, you can come into it with a level and a level mind.
Went through token economy once before in the past with our initial thoughts on what things like the inflation rate would look like. But with that said, we did revisit this topic, I would say, and we came up with a couple of methods or strategies to mitigate the inflation rate and to keep it as low as possible. So I'm just going to quickly go through. We've already seen a lot of this in data.
So they want to lower the inflation rate and keep it low as possible. In order to do that, they're going to get rid of the staking. But there's some advantages to that, which I'll go over as soon as Neville's finished.
But some of it's new, and I also want to explain the new parts of it that help us with mitigating the inflation rate. So initial supply, we're going to keep it around the same. It's going to be about 165 million tokens. Our target inflation rate for the year or annually is 5%.
Okay, and at a rate of 165 million tokens, that's basically 550 to 1 conversion rate on the current price. Okay, so just keep that in mind. If you buy a token now, it's going to convert, and it's going to convert at a percentage of like 550 to 1. Okay,
approximately 5%. To help mitigate that, we're going to have a quarterly burn schedule. And the way the burns are going to work is it's going to be a percentage.
Let's go back a little bit because I interrupted him. I'm sorry about that, guys.
Would look like. But with that said, we did revisit this topic, I would say, and we came up with a couple of methods or strategies to mitigate the inflation rate and to keep it as low as possible. So I'm just going to quickly go through. We've already seen a lot of this in data, but some of it's new, and I also want to explain the new parts of it that help us with mitigating the inflation rate. So initial supply, we're going to keep it around the same. It's going to be about 165 million tokens. Our target inflation rate for the year or annually is 5%, or approximately 5%. To help mitigate that, we're going to have a quarterly burn schedule. And the way the burns are going to work is it's going to be a percentage of the burn wallet that we currently have. Every quarter, we're going to burn a percentage of it. But it's not going to be a set amount every quarter. It's going to be a rolling amount. So, for example, if there's 10 tokens in the burn wallet and we're burning 2 tokens for quarter 1, so 2%, the next, or 20% rather, sorry, the next quarter is not going to be 20 or 2 tokens. It's going to be less, right? Because it's going to be a percentage of the amount remaining in the burn wallet. After we accounted for the approximate burns in our evaluation, we actually landed on a really good net inflation rate of about just 2%. So before, we were looking at something ridiculous like 100%. Now we're looking at something close to 2%. But to accomplish that, we had to revamp the way we reward overall. So the miners, you'll see that the mining rewards are set to 4.5% of the target inflation. So the way that's going to work is every block that's mined, the reward that's provided will go 4.5%. Or majority to the miner, and then very little to the pool operator. And then you can calculate that by looking at the approximate blocks per hour at being at 720. The rewards set there are what we're going to start with, but we'll evaluate as we go. But the important part is the pool operator. So the pool operator is getting very little percentage of the reward itself. But to help that, we're introducing something that people have asked for. We're not typically ready to have on-chain staking, but we did want to offer some kind of incentive for the pool operators and also the node operators without inflating the amount of tokens per year. So what we did was, if you are a pool operator, your profile is something like, you're looking to manage the pool, the miners, you're looking to secure the blockchain, and you want to do so by, number one, you're going to contribute to the chain or to the token economy by locking your tokens. For example, tier one, there's no bonus rewards for the pool operator, and this is going to be the base requirement to become a pool operator is a tier one locking schedule. So for 1 year, for example, if your agreement with Steam Exchange to become a pool operator is for 1 year, you're gonna lock up anywhere between 500,000 and up to 1 million of your native coin, and that you'll get the base reward. So it's very, very passive income for you as a pool operator. Maybe you have a very good job and you just want to help support the token economy and the security of the chain. So you're going to lock up just to become a pool operator, and you'll get the base reward. Tier 2 and tier 3 respectively is where you start getting those bonus rewards, and it helps you generate more passive income. Not as much as the miners, whose profile is to be doing majority of the work, and we'll get into their profile in a second. But you can get up to 25% in bonus rewards from your base by locking up 2.5 million or more tokens. So the profile of the miner is rather more extensive, right? So they've invested in their rigs. They spent all their time and energy setting up their rigs. They're the ones that are going to be online 24/7 for the most part. If you're an avid miner, then that's what you're going to be doing. You're going to be online for most of the day, or at least at the minimum at your off-peak energy hours, right? So maybe 12 hours a day, 14 hours a day, depending on where you are. So because you're doing majority of the work, or all the work really, you deserve most of the reward. The pool operator, we talked about, you may have a job already, which you're working, and you're just looking for something to either pad your salary, or you're just looking to help us and secure the chain. So that's your profile. And then we get into node operator, which is not on this. It was previously, but this version of the deck doesn't have it. But the node operator, the same thing, right? So the tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, but you're not rewarded in token. You're actually paid a salary. So for example, tier 1, it's your infrastructure costs. So say, for example, you've invested in a cloud server. That server runs you about $400, $500, $1,000 a month, whatever it is. We'll compensate you for your infrastructure plus give you a 25% return. For tier 2 and tier 3 respectively, it's 50% for tier 2. So infrastructure costs plus a 50% of the infrastructure cost paid out as a salary. And then tier 3 is 100%. So basically you spent $1,000 on your infrastructure, so you're going to receive $1,000 in return. So the reason we did this is that previously, both the node operators and the pool operators were receiving rewards, and it became completely inflated in the sense that it was very difficult to keep the inflation rate low, even with an aggressive burn schedule. So what we did here is that we're allowing now for the inflation rate for the investors, people who are holding the token, who are not mining, who are not pool operators, who are not node operators, to enjoy their native coin, to trade in our ecosystem, to continue investing without having to worry about a 100% inflation rate of their token. So now we're looking at about a 2% a year, and we're rewarding appropriately, I would say. I think it's respectful the way we split up the rewards based on the profiles, right? So we looked at, again, the miners being the most invested. They have their rigs, they have their tokens, they're here to generate more income, they're using energy. Then we have the pool operators who's managing the pool, so they should be rewarded in tokens, but their investment is small
So as I understand this, it seems like the staking is going away. Steam Exchange guys, please, if I get this wrong, please clarify for me. And it seems like, and the node operator is not on here right now, but it says, as I understood Neville, he's saying that the node operators will get paid a salary. So there won't be a staking at this point. So it's just the mining reward that's going to happen for the miners and the pool operators, as far as I understand it. And just node operators will get a salary, as far as I understand it. Now, if that is the way it works, then I'm happy for that, because stakers can come in and just the bigger pockets person that's coming in with the staking basically now has control of the governance. Now, I know a lot of people with Ethereum merge, they're like, oh, yay, lower gas fees. And yes, lower gas fees. But two, also now control is in the hands of for governance, whoever owns the most tokens. And that's going to be the person with the biggest pockets. Here with the mining, that is not true. The power is in the hands of people, whoever decides to take the time to go mining. And also, just so you know, in past AMAs, they've said they put things in place where they cap mining rewards. So somebody who has like a huge miner shouldn't be like, they now have control of the whole token. As far as I know, from what they've said in past AMAs, they're going to cap mining rewards. So if you go out there and buy like 100,000 miners and mine only Steam Exchange, you're not going to be able to take total control of the token. And the reason you wouldn't want anyone to do that is you just don't want all that power in one place. So as far as I know, that's what they said that they were going to do in the past. And as far as I know, it would probably behoove them to continue to do that. So check with these guys, check with the Steam Exchange guys. I'm pretty sure they'll be watching this video. So make sure you have a question about that if there's a question about that. Okay. So as far as I understand it, the staking, as far as the token economy, is going away, and it's going to be what Neville just put in place right there. So I'll let him finish here.
Actually operating the pool, and then we have the node operator whose investment is a little bit larger. They're securing infrastructure, so they should be compensated for that infrastructure. So just looking at the amount of reward, right? So we're looking at just 1.18 native coin for the miner per block and 0.13 native coin for the pool operator per block. So in the beginning, it's going to be small, right? The reward's not going to be valuable, I would say, but it's not about the value at the start. When you look at the forecast in the chart on the right, on the bottom, you'll see that at launch price, it's not going to be lucrative in the sense that we're just starting up. We're starting to open our doors to prod.
This is how it works with mining. Look at a project called Cadena. A lot of people were mining that early, and then when Cadena popped, then they were able to sell. So really, it's about starting early and being with something at the ground level. So now you're putting away and mining all these Steam Exchange tokens. And then when they have all these people coming to the launch pad, when they're doing all the gamified learning, collecting all the data from the gamified learning, which we'll go over, then we see the price reflect in the token, and then you'll be very, very happy that you mined. So not financial advice or anything, but that's typically how it works with tokens, and Cadena would be a great example of that. And of course, Bitcoin and Ethereum. Okay.
Projects, we're growing. We're in the growing stage. It's almost like we're starting our journey all over again. And I think I mentioned that a couple of times in the chat. And then you have the 10x price. So when you 10x from launch, you can see now, okay, we're starting to make some money, right? The miners are making a little bit of money. The pool operators are making a little bit of money. And then we get into a 100x situation. And you can see the growth over time. And that's where you're going to likely start cashing out your rewards. So in any mining situation, there's an accumulation phase. So you're going to mine. And then one day you're going to do something with those coins, whether it's invest in other projects on the chain, or you're going to cash it out. So that's kind of what we did with token economy. And yeah. I hope people are happy with the way it turned out. We did in the past want to venture into a proof of work, proof of stake hybrid blockchain consensus mechanism. We weren't able to accomplish that in its true fashion. So we're happy to at least offer some form of reward for locking your tokens in a staking environment. And in the future, we're going to continue optimizing our chain. And we hope to one day accomplish that goal of having that hybrid proof of work, proof of stake consensus mechanism.
So that's why I say it seems that staking at this point will be going away, given those comments by Neville. If anybody from the Steam Exchange watches this, I'm sure they'll confirm or deny if I have that wrong.
So with that, I'm going to pass it off to Chris to start talking to you about beta.
Thanks, Neville, for the great breakdown there. Definitely a lot of information there. So thank you, everyone. I appreciate you guys as always. Those who have been with us, I mean, whether you just joined us or been with us for well over the course of the year, we truly appreciate all the continued support. The last last couple of months have been pretty eventful, to say the least, with all the moving pieces. A lot of things are coming to light with regards to our development and the things we're putting out there from a beta perspective. So, looking at the beta forecasting per se, and where we are right now, where we're going to be in, the next coming weeks, always a lot on the go, right? Over the last couple of months, I'd say, what you guys have been able to see is the release of our beta platforms in terms of the wallet UI, which is depicted on the top right. You guys have caught the glimpses of our swap and quick swap and advanced trading platform, which is on the bottom right as well too, right? From a functionality perspective, the native coin claim, where we got our users to hook up to our testnet to receive and claim their native coin, the testnet native coin, as well as the developer faucet as well too, right? As I said, there are a lot of moving pieces, and this is at the point where we start to bring these pieces together. Our eyes are still very much set on the end of the year for our decentralized portion of our platform and getting the decks out there.
So end of the year for a decentralized portion of the platform, and here they give you some information like number of bugs fixed, user interface, functionality, stuff like that. I'll go back just a couple seconds so nothing's missed.
And this is at the point where we start to bring these pieces together. Our eyes are still very much set on the end of the year for our decentralized portion of our platform and getting the decks out there and getting everyone leveraging and trading on our platform. Some of the things that you might not see, and actually, you know what? No, we've definitely shared some information here with regards to the number of fixes, and you guys might have seen tons of fixes on the go, right? We're always, and it might not always be that something is broken, but something that could be done better. And our fixes, and I won't go into all of them because there's a long list of Z74, but across the login page, the wallet pages, our swap fixes we've had, history, even down to our KYC, and then on top of that, like we said, not required, but useful fixes where we're adding things to make it more user friendly and overall bolster that end user experience, right?
And in some cases, of course, with the decentralized, so KYC is not always required. With the decentralized exchange, it won't be required, of course, but with the centralized exchange, it'll probably be required.
Now, in terms of what's directly on our radar, the cross-chain aggregation, with essentially it's already integrated on the back end, but we're looking to fully have that integrated with our quick swap. That cross-chain aggregator is a pretty big one, which will allow us to kind of expand well beyond our ecosystem and tap into other ecosystems as well too, and just bolster that trading experience again with all of the different varieties and options of trading that you can do. Charting tool, which you guys have had a chance to play around with, and now what we're going to be doing is integrating more tools where if you guys are those advanced traders who like to get into the tools and all the different things that are available to you to kind of make more better, precise, and accurate trades, that's another big topic one for us as well. Blockchain Explorer. And I believe the last time I double checked, we're probably around the 80% mark of that development there, which is pretty good. The first iteration that we're going to be put up is not going to be the final, but we're going to be definitely looking to polish that downstream. But that Blockchain Explorer is obviously something that's huge. It's one thing to get onto a platform and do these test transactions, but it's another thing to tap into a Block Explorer and see those validations and confirmations that you require. So for us, that's definitely a big one that we want to get out there. And the NFT gateway off-chain testing as well too is another one as well too. So all in all, as always, there's a lot of moving pieces. You guys have been tremendously patient with us and understanding that there's a lot of moving pieces, and the complexity level is there, not just to develop them in silo, but to integrate them is where the complexity comes in. So we're truly happy with all the development work that the team has been doing. Even through all the bumps, our team has kept that pedal to the metal. Per se, and we're continuing to produce. So in the coming weeks, I hope to have more information with regards to our updates around beta as well as the Block Explorer, and I hope to keep you guys fully engaged. And we're looking forward to your feedback as well too, because a lot of feedback that you guys have provided us has helped us to re-steer some of our thought process, right? And that's what it means to be inclusive, right? This is not our project; this is your project as well.
That is exactly what it means to be inclusive, Chris. I love it. Just go back a couple seconds.
And we're looking forward to your feedback as well too, because a lot of feedback that you guys have provided us has helped us to re-steer some of our thought process, right? And that's what it means to be inclusive, right? This is not our project; this is your project as well. And all the feedback has been great to help us continue to build. So that's it right now for the beta forecasting. Stay tuned, and there will be a lot more to come. With that being said, I will pass it over to Vera for the next slide. Thank you all.
Thank you, Chris.
Okay, before Vera talks about the Waterloo Research Partnership, I want to say something about this whole partnership. Okay, guys. So if you're not aware, data is almost becoming like a new currency, and there's nothing that can be said more about that. Like I cannot put enough importance on how data is becoming a new currency. All these things you guys see with like 23andMe, where like you go and you find out if you're part Irish and part Native American like myself. Of course, I didn't do it, but I just know from family history. But you're not just paying them for the $73 or whatever that you get to for them to run your test. They are using your data, and they are getting paid for using your data for that. Case in point, how we know like Facebook and Google get paid to have our data and use our data. So this is highly, highly valuable. This is almost more valuable than not the exchange itself, but it's as valuable as the exchange itself, if you really think about it. The data that they get from gamified learning will be very, 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 very valuable. Not only will it be synergistic and helpful to people who are learning to adopt crypto, it's going to be very lucrative and valuable to the Steam Exchange team itself. Okay, and definitely come over to my channel. I do talk about how kind of data is king, and we talk about that over here with one of my videos. I have 3 kings of data currency cryptos, or 3 kings of data cryptos, and data is currency because it is. So this I'm very excited about this part. And also one thing to note, it had not really been out there that Steam Exchange and the University of Waterloo were partnered like this, but it really got magnified in that the University of Waterloo had a cybersecurity conference, and Steam Exchange was a part of this conference. So they were there and they were hobnobbing and networking, and they got other contacts in the industry that they, maybe more things might come from in the future. But just to let you know, they were there, and people for like really the first time outside of us crypto enthusiasts who are like on Steam Exchange and know a lot about Steam Exchange, people for the first time were able to really understand that the University of Waterloo and Steam Exchange were partnered for this. So let's hear what Vera has to say about that. I just wanted to give you guys that background and let you guys really understand data is currency. And this partnership is not a light partnership. They're going to get into it and why it's not light. But if you think about all the things that are going to come from it and all the data and data points that can be extracted from it, it's very, very, very important. So let's listen to Vera Fair.
Definitely, the effort there with the dev team as well does not go unrecognized. I just want to say thank you for that. And guys, I do have to apologize for any...
Yeah, he has something wrong with his mic. I don't know.
Audio sort of mismatching the difficulties that you do here. I was notified that on my end, the audio is a tad bit broken, so I do have to apologize for that. We're just going to touch upon briefly the Waterloo Research Partnership and what that actually means for Steam Exchange. So for those of you that don't know, we actually spent, I believe, more than 6 months now working on this partnership. It wasn't an easy one to secure. For those of you that don't know, Waterloo, the University of Waterloo in general, that was Vitalik Buterin's alumni. They put a heavy focus on new and innovative fields, blockchain technology.
So the University of Waterloo is the university that Vitalik Buterin graduated from. So this is his alumnus, his alma mater, if you will, okay?
Technology, cybersecurity, and privacy, stuff like that. So we thought they would be an ideal candidate. to help us further some of the learning and research modules and the educational aspect of Steam Exchange, right? So we're working with them to develop an AI-driven gamified learning experience. The whole intention of this is to offer up crypto-focused learning modules that are essentially applicable across various demographics of the investor learning curve, right? So you can start off with someone that's a novice with trading, all the way up to someone that's super experienced, but at the same time cross demographics in terms of age and origin as well. So we can see quite a few of the younger demographic, our younger audience that is now the Gen Z audience that is getting more into crypto.
So they're going to get this wide swath of data from all these different audiences and all these different types of abilities, or beginner, intermediate, advanced, or whatever, of crypto. And imagine how valuable that data set will be. Like, valuable data right there. And it's going to be applied and organized and parsed by these professors, people in the industry who understand what's going on. So it's going to be very, very valuable, and it's going to be parsed and made into valuable data by people who know and understand what's going on in the industry.
They are looking for different methods of learning and intake of knowledge, and one that we truly see that could build brand loyalty and the brand image in the long run is this gamified learning partnership, right? So just to briefly touch upon it, we have had the first set of questions and answers built up. They are currently being implemented into Module 1. This will be known as the Introduction to Digital Assets. We also have beta testing for Module 1 that will be released for an Android and desktop app.
So it's going to be an Android and desktop app. They have a list of questions to Introduction to Digital Assets. So you're going to understand, okay, how long does it take to train someone on crypto? How long does it take for someone who says they're a novice? Okay, what does a person who says they're an expert, how much do they know? Like, there's so many different correlations and so many different things that will be able to be garnered from this data, and there's going to be so many things that it can lead to and lead from the correlation of this data. Oh my gosh, I'm stoked about it. It's really a really cool thing.
Guys, I do have to apologize. Am I still audible?
Sir, you are.
Okay, perfect. There we go. So beta testing for Module 1, we are working towards the app format of that as well. Something that's really interesting and that we're looking forward to, along with the faculty and team at the University of Waterloo. So the 3 faculty as well as 1 PhD student that are dedicated to this partnership. They will be overseeing and facilitating the research element. But something that's really interesting is the KEY conference, the KAI conference, that's coming up. This is essentially a conference for human factors in computing systems, and Steam Exchange, along with the University of Waterloo, is going to be submitting the first paper that they will have around cryptocurrency and blockchain for this 2022 summit.
So they're going to the KAI conference with the University of Waterloo. They're going to be submitting a paper for this, which is cool. That's really cool. It's going to be a lot of, I'm sure that's going to give them a lot of exposure.
With the University of Waterloo is going to be submitting the first paper that they will have around cryptocurrency and blockchain for this 2022 summit. So we're excited for that. It will be reviewed by industry experts across the world anonymously. So we're interested to see what that feedback could look like as well. We have currently surveyed over 350 different investors from across the world. We're currently, you see that small note at the bottom saying survey reminder. I think it's a good time to slide it in that for those of you that did show intent and signed up to receive that survey from the University of Waterloo, please keep a lookout in your email inbox for that, because the team is actively sending those around. As a community, we do want to represent our best foot forward, so please show the proper strength and engagement towards that. This partnership has also brought together a lot of networking opportunities for us across the government, across academia, and as well as the private sector. Most recently, roughly around 2 weeks or so ago, we were invited by the University of Waterloo's Privacy and Cybersecurity department to attend their annual conference.
That was the conference I showed you on their Twitter.
It was a good conference. We made quite a few connects there, tying into the private sector as well, some of which we are in conversations with to see if there's synergy that can be explored. But this partnership is a multi-year partnership. That's important to emphasize. This is not something that's for 6 months, for 8 months. We will be seeing the research and the results of this engagement come through towards the early half of next year. But this is essentially a 1.5-year engagement. And we're thoroughly sort of impressed thus far with the team at Waterloo and look forward to working with them. In terms of just a marketing angle to this initiative, the university will be putting together an article on their website that will be released from the Stratford Interactive Design School. There is potential for a tweet as well. So when that messaging does come out, we are counting on our community to further amplify that messaging and send it across. We will also be putting out a press release to disseminate this news as well and just highlight what the partnership is all about. But this is something that, like I said, we've been working on for a while. It is going well. And we look forward to sort of engaging with it into the new year as well. I think that does bring us to the tail end of the content structure for this AMA.
Okay, and then they go into some questions. The questions themselves, so basically they're going to be looking to buy some Bitcoin and some ETH and stuff for pairs for the exchange. Basically, they wanted to know how stringent people are vetting the people who are going to be on the launch pad. And Chris basically said we basically ask them for everything other than the blood sample. So people are going to be stringently vetted, and they're going to be entering into legally binding contracts for the launch pad. So no need. So that should be very refreshing and very reassuring, because people are going to be entering into contracts and they're going to be thoroughly vetted before they get on the launch pad. Also, they will be audited. So that's something to note. It will be audited. And also there was this discussion about biometrics. Chris was saying that maybe they'll go with a fingerprint. They could do the face as well, but I think he's actually leaning towards the fingerprint. But no matter which biometrics they have, it's going to be your option as a user if you want to employ or use these biometrics. Okay, also on the site there would be no leveraging and no staking of coins to begin with. So there are going to be no leverage trading and no staking of coins to begin with on the site. And those are the only things at the moment. I'm just going to fast forward to the part where they said it there will be auditing, so you can hear it directly from them. And here we go. It's taking a little bit here. Doop, 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 doop. Bear with me here. Okay, it's taking too long, so I'm just gonna skip that part. But you can check it out yourselves. I'll put a link in the description. Where I see the auditing part is at, okay, here it is. It's finally showing up. Sorry.
Depend on the individual trader and their risk appetite. Moving forward, the next question is CMEX still going to be audited by Deloitte or a similar organization after the mainnet release?
Sorry, yeah, most definitely, right? So that's definitely something we're going to be looking at. Just touching back on audits, when we presented our release plan, we talked about audits and for the smart contracts and also the platform itself. So 100%, once we're ready and we get through all the bugs that we have to get through, our smart contracts, specifically the native coin, our blockchain Rails network, and also the Launchpad Innovation Lab will be audited by some smart contract auditing provider, and the platform itself for QA purposes, even though it's going through rigorous QA all the time, will definitely be audited for QA as well.
Awesome.
So definitely stay tuned for that. Once I guess we announce that we're entering audit phase, you'll know how close we are to going live.
So very cool, guys. This is the SteamX exchange. Definitely come over. Ask any questions that you want, because I know the SteamX exchange, they kind of review this like they just watch it. We both have an agreement, or I can say what I want on here, and I say what I feel. That was actually an agreement that we both wanted. So definitely. Thank you guys for watching. Also, just want to let you guys know something on my channel here. I'm doing a 30-day challenge here of videos. So if you've never been to the channel before, if you've never seen the channel before, there are tons of different videos since I've been doing this challenge here to provide my viewers with what they want to see. If there's anything you guys would like me to do a video on, any different crypto you'd like me to do a video on, I would love to do a video on it. Just mention it in the comments here. And there's tons and tons of different things you can come by my channel and take a look at. I'm not going to like name anything specific, just because this is specifically about Steam Chain Exchange and I want to keep it that way. But you can see here, my apologies for anybody who may be in a car or whatever. I'm just not going to say any other cryptos on here right now. But yeah, definitely come over to the channel. If there's anything that you would like to see a video on, leave it in the comments. Please like and subscribe. If this video has been of any value to you, or if this has been of any value to you, definitely thanks guys for coming by. Have a good one, and check out some of my past videos over here. And thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good one. Peace.